Good morning, students. Welcome to the first class of this session, Biology Standard 7. So let's start the first class of this session with the lesson Tissue. In this lesson, you are going to learn about plant tissues and animal tissues. But let's start this lesson with the warm-up activity given in your book. Do you see this? Yes, these are given the structure of cell. You need to label them and identify the given figures as plant cells or animal cells. You need to do a proper labeling of cells. Now let me give you a recap of what you have learnt about cells in standard 6. So cell is the basic unit of life. That means all the living organisms are made up of cells. So organisms may be unicellular, or that means they are made up of single cell or one cell, that is one cell, or multicellular, okay, like us. So multicellular means made up of many cells, okay. So made up of multi means many, so many cells. So a multicellular organism like us, our body is composed of about trillions of cells. So about trillions of cells. So it is more than million. Now where you will find a plant cell? Yes, you are right. You will find a plant cell in a plant tissue or in a plant. And where you will find an animal cell? Again, you are correct. You will find them in an animal's body or an animal's tissue. But can you tell me the difference between the two? Yes, you are again right. There are a few notable differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. Let's find out those. You to identify a plant cell and an animal cell. If you can see here, this is the structure of a plant cell as you have read in standard 6. See, the basic character which distinguishes from the animal cell is, see, the outer boundary of the animal cell has plasma membrane. But here two are there, cell wall and cell membrane. If you can see, this is the first one, the thicker one, green one, cell wall and cell membrane. So this is the basic difference between an animal cell and a plant cell. In a plant cell, there are two outer membranes. One is cell wall, okay, which gives the protection to the plant cell. That is an additional protective layer, and it is non-living, okay. And the second one, cell membrane, okay. So two layers are there, but in animal cells only plasma membrane is there. So this is the first basic difference. Second difference is vacuole. If you will see, vacuole is present in plant cell, okay. It is either very small or absent in animal cell. The third difference is there will be plastids present, okay, in a plant cell like this. If you can see here, that's a chloroplast, okay, like that. And in an animal cell, no plastids are present. So, three basic differences I have told you. That in a plant cell, there will be two outer membranes. One is the cell wall and the cell membrane. Okay. The second difference is the vacuole is a very large, prominent in a plant cell. Whereas in animal cells, either it will be absent or very small in size. Third basic difference is that it will have and plant cell will have plastids, okay, like chloroplast in the leaf, and animal cell it is absent. So three basic differences I have told you. Why we are going to study this? Because we are going to learn about tissues, which is the next organizational level or the second organizational level after cell. So about cells you have read in standard 6. Now we'll learn about the organization first, and then we are going to learn about tissues. A brief which I can give you, that in multicellular organisms the cells are specialized. You know what happens? Cells are specialized to perform different functions or to carry out different functions. Okay. So they are organized into different kinds of tissues. So what is a tissue then? Tissue is a group of cells that are structurally similar and perform similar functions. So we can define a tissue as a tissue are a group of cells, or a tissue is single for singular, you can write, is a group of cell which kind of cell? Structurally similar cell. Okay. Structurally similar cells that perform similar function. Okay. So these in our body, if you will see, there are nerve cells. So they are specialized to conduct messages. Okay, muscle cells for contractions, red blood cells for transporting oxygen. Then the next level for this is organ level. Okay, so in organ level what happens? The different tissues work together and again they make an organ. So like this the level of organization goes on. So first we'll study about the different levels of organizations and what are the criteria. So when we say organization, it means systematic arrangement of a group of components or parts in a system for a particular purpose. This type of organization is complex. So in the living world, we divide it into three levels of organization. The lower level comprising of cells, tissues, organs and organ system. Then organism level where there is one parameter organism only, and then higher level of organization which starts from population, community, ecosystem and biosphere. Now let's see the lower level or the cellular level of organization first in this part. The cellular level or the starts from the cell, which is the lowest level of organization. It is living and capable of performing all the functions of life. We have unicellular organisms like amoeba. Single cell in these organisms carry out all the life processes. But in multicellular organisms, various cells carry out different activities. Now let's see the next level or the tissue level. So tissue level, in complex multicellular organism, the cells become specialized to carry out specific functions. Like nerve cells are specialized to conduct messages. Okay, RBCs for transporting oxygen, and gland cells for secretion. The cells that perform the same type of functions and look alike and work together they form tissues and represent the tissue level of organization. This marks the beginning of the division of labor. So, tissues is a group of structurally similar cells that perform similar function. The next comes the organ level. Now, different tissues that work together and perform a specialized function form an organ. So, you can see this is the picture of an organ, and different organs in our body are brain, kidney, stomach, so or the root, stem, flower in plants. So, all these represents the organ level. Now, let's see the next level, the organ system level. Now, many organs work together to form an organ system. Okay, this is the picture of the digestive system. You can see the mouth, food pipe, stomach, intestine and rectum. These all form the digestive system. Similarly, heart and blood vessels form the circulatory system. So, all these represent the organ level system of organization or organ. The last level is organism itself. Now, let's again revise that the cells are specialized to carry out different functions in multicellular organisms. So, the next level is tissues. Tissues are a group of cells which are structurally similar and they carry out a specialized functions. Okay, so we'll write the definition. Tissue is a group of cells which are structurally similar and carry out different functions. So, tissues may be of two types. If it is present in plants, so they will be called as plant tissues. And if it is present in animals, they will be called as animal tissues. Okay, so we'll see in this lesson about the plant tissues first. So, where you are going to find a plant tissue? Obviously, in the plant. So, you will see plant tissues in all kinds of plants, and animal tissues are obviously found in all kinds of animals. So, now we'll study about the second level of organizations, that is tissue. And the first is plant tissue. The first one we will learn about the plant tissues. So, the plant tissues are of two types, meristematic and permanent tissues. So, in our next video, we will learn about the plant tissues, different kinds of plant tissues and different kinds of meristems